Hey everyone, it's Jen over at jenscrappypages.blogspot.com, and today's project is this sweet little card that I made using the Delicate Details stamp set that is in the Celebration. It's free with a $50 purchase now through March 31st. So I thought I would get it out and actually play with it and see what I could come up with. So for this project, I'll set this down over here. You are going to need, or well, what I used, if you would like to, the stitched satin ribbon, the Blushing Bride, a little bit of baker's twine, and the dies that I used are the Stitch Shapes Framelits, and I used the large square, and the Layering Squares Framelits, and I used the large scalloped one on this one. The Delicate Details stamp set, and the Your Sublime, which that's what we used. And for paper, I had actually pre-folded this only because I started my first video off wrong and had already scored it. So 5.5 by 8.5 and score at 4 1/4 of Whisper White, and then a 4 by 5 1/4, a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 Blushing Bride, and 3 by 3 Whisper Shimmery White cardstock. Since we already have this scored, I thought I would show you my process for where I placed my lace on this card. I wanted it to be down here, and I wanted it to be kind of coming out from underneath of the ribbon. So this portion of my card is, that piece is 4 inches by 4 inches because I knew I wanted to put a square in there. So what I did is I measured down, I'll get this back out. I measured down 4 inches to where I wanted my ribbon to start, and then the ribbon is 3/8 of an inch. So I measured down another 3/8 of an inch, and if you can see these little kind of marks on the side, that's where I want to start my stamp. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down here, and I'm going to kind of put it a little bit closer to me so I can see where I'm stamping and hopefully get it close enough. So we're going to take our Blushing Bride ink and hopefully line this up. And if my head gets in the way, I apologize. I wanted to kind of see where I was. And hopefully, yeah, pretty darn close. So that's that. And then let's go ahead and we'll just wrap our ribbon around it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on either side of here so our ribbon can attach to it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put this right at the top of where that lace border is. And so your little marks that you made, you know, if you want to make it in a pencil, you can. Otherwise, I just did mine in pen because I didn't have anything else close to me at the moment. So that will work too. Now what we're going to do is, I like to secure my paper on. So we're just going to take some dimensional elements. Yeah. Stampin' Dimensional, that's what they're called. I get it all confused. And then we're going to put one in the middle for good measure. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and just stick that ribbon down. I don't know why, just because it was bugging me sticking up. I guess it doesn't matter when it's underneath of your card. And then we're just going to adhere that to the top here. Just like that. And then where this little baker's twine comes in, and I've done this before in one of my other videos, but I kind of like to cinch the ribbon where my bow is going to go. And I think basically because I'm kind of being lazy by making my bow separately, so I want to make it look like I tied it all in one. So I'm just going to cinch this together, and we're going to tie a little bit of a knot on here. Just like that. And then you're going to want to cut close to it because you don't want your twine to be peeking out from your bow. And then I'm going to grab a glue dot just to adhere that down to, well, now I've got a glue dot floating around somewhere on my table. I'm sure something will stick to it. So I'm just going to take this and put it underneath of here to hold that part of my ribbon down. Just like that. And then you're going to go ahead and make a bow. I kind of made a smaller one for my other card, but maybe I'll try and make a little bit bigger one this time. I just absolutely love this ribbon. I love the shimmer to it, and it's so pretty. So I'm just going to pull it down, well, until I get the look that I want. So might make that a little bit smaller, and this one a little bit smaller. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the size bow with this one, because I think I got mine maybe too small last time. And then we're going to grab another glue dot and just set that over on top of that. There. Kind of fluff out the ends of that ribbon a little bit. So let's set that aside. And then we're going to go ahead and bring out the Big Shot. And let's get those two pieces cut. And for my image, I'm going to stamp on using basic black. Make sure it's right side up. I'm going to pull this down a little bit so I can see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our ink pads, and I used several different colors. So we're just going to get a little splotch of color in there. And you can choose whichever colors you want, but just going to lightly color in your flower. And then I used it back on this one back here. And you're going to want to just get that excess off. Let's pull out our So Saffron, and we're going to color this one in here. And next I use the Soft Sky for a couple of them. Like that. So it just doesn't take long at all to color these in, because you kind of want a nice little soft watercolor look to them. And I am by no means a professional color inner, especially with watercolors. And you're going to bring in your Sweet Sugar Plum for this little heart here. I might make this one a little bit darker, so I'll probably come back over it and get a little more ink on it. I want him to stand out a little bit more than there. And I'm going to come back in because I forgot with my So Saffron, and I'm just going to get the center of this flower, the center of this flower, and then just back in here, this little guy. A little bit of Pear Pizzazz for these leaves. And then to color in the barrel itself, or this, not really sure what that is, I just use a little bit of crumb cake. And I didn't want it too dark, so I was pretty liberal with my water this time, because I just want like a soft look to it. And then I'm going to color in the little wheel as well. And then I came in with some early espresso for the handle. And then just very carefully go along this line in here so you don't bleed outside of it, which looks like I'm kind of doing. Might have a little bit too much water on my brush. Try and get some of that off. And then I just did a little bit of the early espresso inside this. Made it a little sunflower. So that's, oh, and then, can't forget the little center. Well, I guess you could, but I kind of like coloring it in. So that's that for that image, and then I came over the top of it with my Wink of Stella. So I just colored in all of the flowers, gave the leaves some sparkle. It doesn't need much, just kind of brush it over. And then I think I even gave a little bit of sparkle down here just because. So we're going to go ahead and, see? Isn't that sweet? A little shimmer on there and everything. Okay. This one, I just took my snail adhesive. And then I popped this one up with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And that just went in the center up here. And then for the final touch, I just put several little enamel gems on here. Just like that. And there you go. There is the finished card, just like the first card. So, isn't that sweet? If you would like to go over to my blog, jenscrappypages.blogspot.com, and I will have written tutorial that you can download and print if you so wish. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you later. Bye.